Have you ever doubted something you were absolutely sure of? Not a small doubt, but a crack in reality itself. A moment where your memory shifted, your perception changed, or your mind filled in something that was never there. Tonight, we're exploring 4 psychological effects most people have never heard of. But once you understand them, you may never fully trust your mind the same way again. The jamais vu effect. When the familiar becomes unrecognizable. You know déjà vu. This is its darker twin. Jamais vu means never seen. It's when something completely familiar suddenly feels strange. You stare at a word you've written 1,000 times, your own name, and it looks wrong, not misspelled, not incorrect, just alien. You pause and think, wait, is this even a real word? Nothing actually changed. The spelling is correct. The meaning is the same. But your brain stops feeling that it's familiar. It's like your mind gets tired of recognizing it. And for a few seconds, something you've known your whole life feels unfamiliar. That's what makes it unsettling. Because we assume that if something feels familiar, it must be solid, real, reliable. But familiarity isn't proof. It's just a signal your brain sends you. And sometimes, that signal flickers. The Frigoli delusion. Everyone is the same person. Now imagine this. Instead of thinking someone you love has been replaced, you start believing that different strangers are actually the same person in disguise. The cashier, your neighbor, someone walking past you. You feel like it's all one person changing their appearance again and again. This is called the Frigoli delusion. It's a rare condition where the brain gets confused about identity. Normally, when we see a face, our brain recognizes it and connects it to a specific person. But in this case, the brain mixes things up. It creates a strong feeling of this is the same person, even when it's not. And the mind tries to make sense of that feeling. So it comes up with a story. They must be disguising themselves. That's what makes it so disturbing. It shows us that recognizing people, something we think is simple and reliable, actually depends on delicate brain processes. And if those processes go wrong, your sense of who is who can completely change. The illusory truth effect. The more you hear it, the more it feels true. Here's one that affects almost everyone. If you hear something repeated enough times, your brain starts to believe it, even if it's false. This is the illusory truth effect. Repetition increases familiarity, and familiarity feels like accuracy. Not because you verified it, but because it feels easier to process. The brain mistakes ease for truth. This is why misinformation spreads, why slogans work, why rumors grow legs. The disturbing part, you can know about this effect and still fall for it. Because your brain values fluency more than facts. Reality, in many ways, is shaped by repetition, confabulation. When the brain fills in gaps, without telling you now. This one is deeply unsettling. Confabulation happens when the brain creates memories to fill in missing information. Not lying, not imagination. The person genuinely believes it happened. This often occurs in people with memory damage, but mild versions happen to all of us. You misremember where you heard something. You reconstruct a story slightly differently each time. You fill in emotional gaps with what must have happened. The brain hates empty spaces, so it fills them seamlessly, convincingly, without asking permission. The most disturbing realization: you don't remember the past, you rebuild it every single time. These effects don't mean reality is fake. They mean reality is interpreted, constructed, maintained by neural systems that prioritize coherence over accuracy. Your brain isn't a camera, it's a storyteller. And sometimes, it edits. So the next time something feels slightly off, a memory too confident, a belief too certain, a familiarity that dissolves, pause, not in fear, but in awe. Because what you call reality is a collaboration between the world and a mind quietly shaping it.